What is up, everyone? Welcome to Reality Room Spoilers with Paul, bringing you the latest on BB19 Live Feeds. Now, I hope the video here doesn't get as screwy as the last one, but even if it does, we will keep going. All right, so last time we left off at the 2-hour mark in the game. A lot's happened since then. Just going to jump through rather quickly. So basically what we have is... let's talk first about Megan again. We found she released a statement. I have not looked at the statement, but I know it has something to do with PTSD. So we have a little more information on what actually happened. And apparently, she talked to apparently the producers and her both agreed that it would be best if she left the game. So we'll find more about that tomorrow, obviously. So I don't really want to dwell on that too much because we'll find out exactly what happens during the episode, obviously. All right, so yeah, last time I talked about Jessica and Cody being in a showmance, possibly, and yeah, they're in a showmance. Yay! And there's 2 more fucking showmances, and it's Raven and Matt and Mark and Elena. I just fucking can't with these showmances. Like 3 off the first week. Like, come on! Oh my god! Like, I mean, at least I don't think Mark and Elena will last though, because it seems like I think Elena just might break that off at some point. I mean, it might be like that Natalie Victor thing last year when it lasts for like a few weeks and it just ends abruptly. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. So let's see. Yeah, so let's talk about the alliances. I said last time that Paul looked like he was in a good position with Cody. At least it seemed like that for a little while. They are technically in an alliance, although that might not last from information we learned today. So yeah, the 3 showmances are in the alliance along with Dominique, and Christmas and Paul. So those 9 are in an, I guess it's a 9-person alliance, which never really works. So we'll see how well that works out. And apparently Cody wants to backdoor Paul, but or Christmas. We're not exactly sure, but we'll get to that later once we talk about the veto. All right, so Paul won the 3-week safety thing. No surprise there. He had a lot of fans coming in, so of course he's going to win the 3-week safety. My thoughts on it? Well, I don't know. I think it would have been a more interesting season if he didn't win it. I think it would have been a more interesting season if they didn't have a 3-week safety in the first place. But hey, what can you do? I hope he doesn't end up like Netta and Big Brother Canada 5, where she wins safety and then everyone just hates her after basically in the span of the week she was safe. It seems like a lot of people are kind of talking bad about Paul on Twitter nowadays. Or it's like half and half love him, half are like, oh, I'm so tired of Paul. Well, we'll see. So next, I talked about the curse last time. Ramsey does have a curse. We don't know what the curse is, but he does have a curse. It has been confirmed. It's, I don't know what. Let me know what you guys think the curse is down below, because it sounds just like a really interesting thing. We'll see what happens with it. I hope it shakes the game up a little bit, because sounds pretty lit, honestly. All right, so let's talk about the veto. If you guys wondering, I'm looking down, I actually took notes for once, because just in case I forget something. So let's talk about the veto. So the players who were picked were Matt, Raven, and Whistlenut. I'm just gonna call him Whistlenut. I think it's more interesting to call him Whistlenut. Yeah, it was those 3 playing, and obviously the 2 nominees, Alex and Jillian, and Cody. It was something to do with water and stacking. They had to select like starfish or something along those lines, and people said they had like 20 stacked or something. I'm not exactly too certain what the competition was, but it has something to do with stacking. And all I know is that Frank was a merman, which was fairly. I mean, not Frank. Kevin was a merman. How am I calling him Frank? Jesus Christ. So Kevin was a merman, and that's going to be really, really fun to watch. And I really am excited to see him host that competition when they show it, which will probably be Wednesday, or I don't know. We'll see what happens exactly with that. So the winner of the veto was Alex, as it says in the video title, which is really, really good for Alex because she was the target this week. Or the target. Again, I never know what Cody's fucking thinking. I don't think he tells anybody what he's thinking. But where the alliance is concerned, the target was definitely Alex. Although I think Cody was trying to build a relationship with her, and I don't think she would have actually been the target anyway. I feel like we'll learn more about this during Cody's diary room sessions in the upcoming episodes. I actually think it's interesting that Cody's keeping a lot of things to himself. It actually makes watching the episodes a little more worthwhile in that sense, because if he's not telling us exactly what he's going to do, then it actually makes those diary room sessions that much more important. Okay, so yeah, Alex won the veto, and which really pisses off Jessica. Jessica hates Alex for some reason. I'm not exactly too sure why. Maybe they just don't like each other. Personalities don't mesh. Whatever it is, she just doesn't like Alex and really wants her out of the game. And she's like, oh, she's going to win HOH next and like totally target all of us. And I'm like, I mean, yeah, it's a fucking game. I mean, I'm sure every fucking person who's not in that 9-person alliance who was gonna win HOH is gonna target one of you. I mean, come on, like this is like 101 stuff, but she's only worried about Alex. So whatever. Cody apparently gave up with 2 minutes left in the competition, which was interesting. Which kind of makes me think he might have been throwing it. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down below. It doesn't sound like Cody to want to throw a competition, but he also said, I don't know. I'm thinking back to the episode where he says he wanted to do something unique this week. So we'll see exactly what happens with that. So Alex, after she won the veto, she basically said she wanted to target Showmances, which is good. Yeah, I'm for that. Very good. Also, Paul was talking to Christmas. They were talking about how Jason just said I wasn't calling him. I just said I was going to call him Whistlenut. Whistlenut and Alex have a really, really close relationship. So the main Showmance people will probably want to target him, but they think it's a better idea to target Ramses because they think he's like sneaky. They think he goes into rooms, listens, and repeats information to the other side. It's honestly, it's not a bad plan to want to go after Ramses as opposed to Jason. But I don't know. That's just where they're coming at. In my opinion, I think Christmas just wants to get out like all like the smart people because Cameron got out. I don't know. I feel like all the nerds this season are getting a pretty bad rap, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. So then everyone kind of went upstairs, and yeah, they were talking about putting Jason as a replacement nom. That's currently not. I don't think that's the case anymore. Cody says he was going to make a deal with Alex, and it was just Alex at the time. He actually talked to her about it today. He just it was very, very bizarre. He just walked up to Alex. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna make a deal with you tomorrow before the veto ceremony. Why don't you just fucking make the deal now? Like, what do you just walk? Who walks up to someone and says, I plan to make a deal with you at a future date? I think that was kind of, I mean, just do it. Just fucking do it. Or don't tell her, just do it right before the veto ceremony. Anyway. So, yeah, Cody talks to Alex about that. Apparently he wants to make a deal with almost everyone to protect. This is actually a very interesting tidbit. So Cody wants to make a deal only to protect the Core 6 Alliance and Dominique. Does not want to protect Paul or Christmas. So I want to make that very clear. Cody does not consider Christmas or Paul to be in his main alliance. So that kind of begs the question. Maybe he wants to backdoor Paul. Maybe he wants, like he says in the episode, or he wants to backdoor Christmas, which, I mean, she's a strong physical threat. It wouldn't be a bad game move strategically, but they're working together now, so it might be too soon for that. But that could be exactly what he's thinking right now. Okay, so a couple more things happened in the house. So let's see. Yeah, I mean, Cody kind of has built some sort of like relationship with Alex, at least in his mind. I don't think it's in Alex's mind, but yeah, Cody talks to Alex. I think they might actually broker some deal. I think if Cody does stick around, I think Cody and Alex could potentially work with one another in the future. Once the big showmance inevitably splits up, because let's get fucking real here, is that's not going to make it past week 4. But let's see. So Dominique seems to have a very, very good relationship with all the guys in the alliance. I constantly see her. I saw her talking to Cody yesterday. Just a very good conversation that they had. I feel like Cody really respects her opinion, and I know that for a fact because Cody said that he wants to include Dominique in that protection talk with Alex. So we know that Dominique. There's something about Dominique, and Mark has really, really good conversations with Dominique as well. Even since the first day on the feeds, and I think I mentioned this in my last video, they were talking game while playing chess, and they just continually talk game. I think those two will definitely, they both stay, obviously. They will both definitely be working together long term. Paul and Christmas have a great relationship right now. I see them talking game like right after the veto ceremony. As I said, they were talking about getting Ramses out. I think they really, really trust each other right now. Which is it's a good thing for Paul to have someone like that to rely on. Good for Christmas as well, of course, because it doesn't seem like their alliance really like wants them in it, basically. You know what I mean? Especially since Cody might be backdooring one of them. Oh boy. All right, so yeah, let's talk about just some of the recent stuff on the feeds. Some fun news. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything here. Nope. All right, so just some fun stuff at the end that I was just watching. It was on the After Dark too. Dominique was having her like a talk show thing with Kevin, which was really, really funny. Kevin is fucking the funniest guy I've ever. He's the funniest guy in the house. He's like top 3 on Jokers, no surprise there. Every single day. If you have feeds, I would suggest watching that. It was probably timestamped at around midnight. Yeah, around midnight today. So the 2nd. Yeah, so check that out. And she interviewed Frank. Why do I keep calling him Frank? It's Kevin. Interviewed Kevin and also interviewed Mark. And Mark actually had some witty comments too. Just a little fun tidbit that happened. They asked questions and stuff. It was like a little show. Usually when Big Brother people do little shows, they don't end up being too good because, you know, I don't know. I never usually enjoy them because they all think, mostly people in the house, they're like self-entitled and they think their show is going to be like the best thing ever and it's going to really amuse the fans when it's really just never does. But this one is actually pretty entertaining, so I would recommend watching it. All right, so yeah, it looks like Paul could potentially be backdoored, but he has the 3-week safety, so it doesn't really matter. So I don't really know what's going to happen if that happens. And maybe we'll see Ramses' curse come into effect. I don't know. Could be interesting. Let me know your thoughts down below. If I missed anything, I'll also put that down below. Or if anything cool happens in the next like 12 hours and you want to talk about it down below, do that as well. Please like, comment, subscribe, or dislike if you didn't like the video for some reason. I don't care. Do whatever you want. Until tomorrow or the next day, probably tomorrow because the veto ceremony I think is tomorrow. Peace.